Welcome to Matters That Matter. In today's video, we are going to discuss the reason why we should celebrate the students who scored E, D, and C in Kcse examinations. This country suffers from a serious disease. We all expect our children to score high grades in major examinations. We collectively believe that attaining high grades is the passport to high-paying jobs and future success. That is not true. We have forgotten that the world is looking for graduates who are knowledgeable, skilled, and are competent in the workplace and not grades. We forget that the ability to apply ourselves meaningfully to tasks and create wealth is not a product of high grades. We know of highly successful people, in fact millionaires, who did not earn good grades in their studies. It is a fact of life that if one were to look at the ability to live well and to make money and to help humanity with the money, then over 60% of those well-adjusted and useful people are not A students. To achieve something successful, I think you need to work for it. It is loaded with entanglements, impediments, disappointments, and oversights. Achievements require consistency and mental and emotional toughness in defeating those challenges. This ability is not measured in grades we score at Kcse examinations. Successful people believe in lifelong learning. They never try to stop learning and getting all the knowledge needed. Just because you once scored a C or a D or an E does not mean that you are a failure. Just because you were once a C, D, or an E student does not necessarily mean you will be that way forever. There are millions of C, D, and E students who are successful people. They do not sit idle. They think out of the box and come out with unique concepts and innovations. I know many of them in this country. Let us remember that there are many different types of intelligences, and exam scores and grades only measure a select few. Examinations do not measure a person's ability to think outside the box and solve problems. Examinations do not measure a person's emotional intelligence, nor does it look at a person's leadership ability. These qualities are just as important to an individual's success in life, and almost none of them are measured by grades. Grades, and you better believe me because I'm a teacher, grades and standardized test scores largely measure one's ability to answer questions and regurgitate information and not much else. This is why our world is not run by straight A students. What matters in life is pursuing goals with a sense of purpose. If students do not score highly in schools, this does not mean they lack other skills. This is why we need to identify what these students are good at and direct their efforts there. Why am I interested in those students that many of you call failures? Why should we celebrate those students who scored E, D, and C? Look, out of the 747,161 students who sat the 2020 Kenya Certificate of Secondary Examination, only 143,000 students scored a C+ and above. This means that over 600,000 students, that is about 80% of the students who sat last year's exam, are wrongly considered failures by a culture and a system that worships high grades above anything else. It is good to recognize students who emerge top. However, we must actively think about the other students. If they scored D, then that is the best they could earn, considering their gifts, circumstances, and resources. Not every student is academically gifted. D or E grades should never be considered as a statement of a student's intelligence or ability to be useful in the nation. The idea of using the D grade scored at Kcse to define one's place in society is a bad culture. To think that those who scored C, D, and E are useless in society is, to say the least, a sign of bankruptcy in our thinking. The C, D, and E students are the real movers of the economy. They are the ones who will build your house. They are the masons of the future. They are the carpenters who will fix the roof of your house and the best furniture you dream of. They are the ones who repair our vehicles as mechanics. They are the drivers of the buses and matatus we use every day, and we entrust our lives in their hands. They are the ones who produce the meat we eat, the chicken and the eggs that are a constant feature on our dining tables. They are the ones who serve us in hotels. They are the small traders. They are mitumba sellers. They are the ones who wash our cars. And yes, some of them are the ones employing the A students who have come out of university. They are the musicians who entertain us. They are making their contribution to society. Let us celebrate the C and D and E students. These students must be empowered to make a contribution to our society. On that note, we come to the end of today's video. Feel free to like, comment, and subscribe to our channel. Bye for now.